What's up, everyone? It's Jeremy. If you enjoy my content, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss out. Appreciate y'all.
Oh shit.
Way to go.
Yeah. Hot.
Yeah, it's very hot. Today's ride brings us over to Salem County, New Jersey, where we visited the Hancock House. It's located at 3 Front Street and historic Hancock's Bridge. Built in 1734 by Quakers William and Sarah Hancock, the Hancock House is an important tangible link to understanding the history of Salem County and our country's struggle for independence. Hope you'll enjoy the tour.
In 1708, he built the first bridge, Hancock's Bridge. So it's been this little community area, and the bridge itself has been Hancock's Bridge since then, essentially. So then it's his son who's the builder of the old section, the original section of the house. And then it's his son after that who's killed here by the Queen's Rangers in the Revolution in 78. And what happened with that was the British were on the other side of the river in Pennsylvania, and they were trying to get to Philadelphia, right? And they did. That's where the Battle of Brandywine happened and everything, and that was, really bad. I mean, it was the most intense and bloodiest battle of the whole Revolution. It wasn't the longest, but it was the most intense. So they got past Washington there, and they did end up going up and occupying Philly. And what they were doing was sending raiding parties into Salem County to the farms around to get everything from cattle to any supplies, anything they could get to take back to Philadelphia, to the army and everything. So they were occupying Salem for that purpose as well. And militia here were trying to stop that. So they were trying to guide the British from advancing further into Salem County, right? So that led to Quinton's bridge battle back up the creek here. And that's where that sword came from. So that came from the field next to the bridge down there. So those guys, some of those militia and all, they came back to this area to guard this bridge as well, essentially. So then there was the attack here, which is famous as the Hancock House massacre and all that. So that was the Queen's Rangers who came here and did that attack, and it was like around 4 in the morning or so. They actually thought they had fewer numbers than the militia they thought was going to be here, and which actually wasn't the case, because these guys outnumbered around like 200 guys. And when they got here, there were far fewer militia, and they quickly killed and captured everyone in the house. And out front here, most of the guys were guarding the bridge, and the Queen's Rangers. That's what's on the map there. That's the British drew up that map. Simcoe had that drawn up, the captain of the Queen's Rangers. And that actually shows the dotted lines are the footpaths attacking the house, which is a letter A there. And where the street is, it looks like a modern block going around the house right now. That's actually where the old hedge used to be that goes in a big square around the house. And you can see the hedge also made an entranceway or like an alleyway towards the bridge. the original bridge, because the original bridge was in line with the front door of the house, essentially. Even though the bridge was built first and the house was built. Because the bridge was 1708 and the house is 1734. So that's what happened, and that's the Queen's Rangers' path of attack on the house and grounds and everything. They did attack a few other homes along the way, and there were other civilians killed, not just Hancock here was killed in his own house. So that's more or less the general history of everything. That sycamore tree out here saw all that happen. That's how old that tree is. It's going on 300 years old. So the Queen's Rangers would have walked right around that tree, which is pretty wild to think about that. That tree witnessed that. So the tree is a symbol. It's equally as important as the house, technically.
I tell too many people that they might do something to it in today's world.
I know that people are nuts. So this is the tavern I mentioned. Actually, some of the glasses on the table over there are from the 1700s. They're actually original. So there's a mix of replica items through the house, but then there are some original things as well, like some furniture and whatnot. But yeah, so this is the tavern space. There's a room up above that you could stay in for the night. And there's a fireplace up there. It's pretty neat, but it's now closed in. There used to be access in the corner of this room, like a little ladder.
Oh, ladder in the
Yeah.
room?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can't get too drunk before you go to bed. You might not make it up to bed.
Exactly. And then, this is the replica cage bar, because that was just common. They always locked up everything, all the alcohol, because a lot of it was being imported from Europe and, nice wine and whatnot. And then, of course, rum was coming from the Caribbean. So that was all locked up along with tobacco and spices, all that stuff. So they always had these cage bars, usually with like actual iron bars.
Yeah.
To lock them up. And the whole house later on in its history in the 1800s actually gets taken over by this tavern. The whole place, the family sells, and the whole place is an inn and tavern in the early to mid 1800s, and then it goes that way for like 100 years until the state actually gets it in the 30s, this place. So
They just let it go.
what's that?
They donated, like somebody donated to the state, or they just like let it go and the state took it over? Or?
I'm not sure what actually happened with, or how the state acquired the place, because there was an old woman living here at that time. After the tavern was finished, it didn't go back to a home. So yeah, I'm not too sure what the transition was with the state acquiring almost 100 years ago. So this is all tavern addition entranceway front and back door. So that's, like I said, an addition. This was an outside door originally. And this was all brick. This was originally in 1734 an outside entrance here.
Okay.
This side of the house. And this is the main front door and back door.
The bridge used to bring it back.
Yeah, exactly. The bridge was straight across.
Any left of it? The old bridge? I mean, I haven't been down there since I was a kid.
Yeah, I think at low tide, you might be able to see some old pilings and things. It's hard to say, but they were wooden. They were all wooden draw bridges, actually, because they used the waterways a lot more than we do now. For practical purposes, they would constantly have, boats running up and down, and even some larger ships, actually, for transporting things. It was much easier to travel by water than land back then. So. Yeah, everything's original as well. All the paneling, all the woodwork, and the moldings, the mantle. It's all still 1734, which is pretty unique because
To get to that room you were talking about?
what's that?
To get to that room you were talking about now?
Oh, so that's the main upstairs. Now, you access that room above the tavern over actually in that first
Oh, the
room
first
there,
entrance
and
room,
there's this
okay.
other little stairway up there that kind of circles around. And this stairway goes to the main like master bedroom, which is right above. It's just the same floor plan, like straight up. And then the same thing here. This parlor here is mirrored like straight above by the kids' bedroom.
You guys don't go upstairs anymore?
This we do for certain events and whatnot, and certain things. All the flooring's original. This is original flooring here. All the flooring's original up there, and we try to keep traffic down a little bit on it. And also, the stairs just wind in a really.
Yeah, I remember climbing up
Yeah,
there.
right.
Like I said, it was grade school.
Oh, okay,
so
wow,
I had
yeah.
to be like 10 years old.
Sure, exactly.
So you're 30 plus years ago, I remember
For real, yeah.
going up there. And,
Uh-huh.
I guess they had said something about they put air conditioning so they can't go in the attic anymore because there's all kinds of duct work now or something.
Oh, no, it's all original up there.
It is?
It's all open and all just.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I swore they said they put, maybe that was 7 Stars Tavern, you couldn't go upstairs anymore.
That's possible. Yeah. This the attic third story is all just original, all just woodwork, and on the far end, they did use that closet to run some duct work, and that does kind of run up there, but it's doesn't really interfere with it.
Thank you very much, man.
Yeah, so that's the general like history. And so that room, there's a replica bed in there because Hancock, the Queen's Rangers came in these doors here, and then they would have got him right there, around there somewhere, essentially. There was a captain of the militia was in the house. He lost an eye too. Oh, the attack was all by bayonet too. So yeah, they wanted to keep it. That's why they did it in the dark, and yeah, they didn't want to alert anyone, and they wanted to just because basically the British, after what happened at Quinton, Quinton's bridge battle, they weren't interested in that kind of open, direct conflict over the bridge if it wasn't necessary. So they decided to send the Queen's Rangers here in the dark and take care of it that way instead. And they did, so they were able to bring the British that were in Salem over the bridge, take whatever they wanted from the area, and then they went back. So it was successful on their part.
Big shout out to Will for the private tour of a little piece of history tucked away in South Jersey. Don't forget to check the description below for links to more information about the history of the Hancock House. Till next time, y'all. See you down the road.